thank you for tuning into my channel. I was a public adjuster, and I was a very passionate advocator for homeowners, especially those who lost their homes due to a fire. And these three things that a public adjuster can and will do for you is monumental when it comes to protecting your wealth. Your home is where you build your equity, and it's how you pass wealth to the next generation. So they will ensure that the homeowner receives a fair payout by identifying overlooked damages or policy provisions that the insurance company may not consider. Your loss is more than just the superficial. It's more than just what you can see. You're looking at perhaps your home is charred and there's nothing to salvage. It's not even salvageable. It's pure rubble. So in your eyes, perhaps it looks like a total, complete loss. And in some cases, for those who don't have this insurance to substantiate that loss, inevitably it is a loss. By identifying overlooked damages or policy provisions, the adjuster is going to take a look at your declaration page on your homeowners and policy. Evidently, the people in California who lost their homes, lost everything. They don't have even a piece of paper. They don't have a homeowner policy to look at. Some insurance companies may offer an app where you can go onto the app and you can take a look at your declaration page, and this is where you would see codes at the bottom of that app of your declaration page, where those codes may not mean anything to you, but they actually are inclusions or exclusions on your policy. And those inclusions may include fires, wildfire, acts of gods, right? Those are acts of gods. And you're not responsible for that, whereas your insurance company is responsible to compensate you and substantiate the loss. Some insurance companies may not write that inclusion on your policy, so it will be excluded from your policy. And from what I've been hearing and seeing about these wildfires, and I don't know how true it is, only you know, if your insurance company dropped you from your policy because they no longer want to cover wildfires. And they did it a month or 2 months right before this happened. Then it don't feel right and it doesn't sound right. It's not right. So then my rebuttal to that is because we know that the water wasn't even working. Like you couldn't even turn on the tap and get water. That's a very basic need. And the person in charge of that water at their water authority apparently dropped the ball. You guys didn't even have water reserved to put out a fire. So now, perhaps in my mind, I would be thinking, aside from it being an act of God, you might need to hire an attorney and file a class action lawsuit against their water authority, because their job is to make sure you have water. You're paying a water bill every single month, right? You've been doing that for however long you've had your home. Second thing that the public adjuster will make sure you have is damage documentation. They assist you with gathering detailed evidence of the damage, including photos, reports, and any necessary estimates for repairs or replacements to your home. This documentation is crucial for substantiating the claim and avoiding disputes with the insurance provider. telling you, the public adjusters are super passionate about homeowners. They're passionate about helping you substantiate your loss because it is not your fault. And if you cannot prove to them that these inclusions or exclusions were on your policy, you, I'm sorry, are ass out. They won't even be able to put you up in a hotel because you didn't have that inclusion on your policy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand what you are seeing and learning from these residents, these homeowners in California, communities of Black people burnt up. You have to address it, because now not only are you homeless and your insurance company dropped you, you can't even pay, they won't even pay for housing, for emergency housing for you in a hotel because of that exclusion to your policy. Negotiation with insurers. This is the third thing that they will do for you, and they will go hard. Public adjusters represent the homeowner during negotiations, just like a public defender would represent a defender, someone on a defense in a court of law. And they will do that, represent the negotiations with the insurance company, ensuring that the settlement offer covers the full extent of your losses and any additional living expenses. If you don't know this, you will be taken advantage of by your insurance company, because just like when you're having a car accident, you have to hire a civil attorney, and they flat out will tell you, do not talk to the insurance companies. Their insurance company's job is to make sure you walk away with nothing, if possible. These public adjusters are skilled at dealing with complicated claim processes, and they can advocate for you to receive a better outcome. If you don't know, you don't know, but I'm sharing this information with you so that you can begin to put your ducks in a row, get in touch with a public adjuster. If you can't find one in California, I don't know if that's a thing in California, but I know in PA we have public adjusters that are advocates. They advocate for us in the event of losses, substantial losses such as your own. If you don't have a public adjuster, hire a public defender in the legal housing from your neighborhood legal housing organizations. You're going to have to do your research, and then collectively your neighbors all are in the same boat. So it can become class action. It can become a class action lawsuit. Perhaps you have the same insurance company. That would just be insane. If all of you coincidentally have the same insurance company with the same exclusions, that definitely will highlight class action lawsuit to me, just because of how this entire burning of these communities unfolded to individuals whose insurance companies have indeed dropped them. But for the ones who held on and kept you, you potentially can have a greater outcome than your neighbor, at least for now, because perhaps you have the inclusion to be put up in a hotel. I mean, from what I saw, not only homes were burnt to a rubble, but community centers, stores, nursing homes, senior living facilities for elderly people, banks, movie theaters, mom and pop stores, entire communities. And that part of California no longer exists. Now, I also want to add this. In some cases, depending on where you live and what's underneath the land, if you own the rights to the land, your land is more valuable than the house that burnt. The developers that may be in your neighborhood, canvassing your neighborhood, preying on you, on your loss, so that they can purchase your land. And they're going to highlight your home is gone. You know, you can sell what you own, what we'll offer you X amount of dollars for your land. And they'll redevelop. And guess what? When they redevelop, if you sell your land and you don't know the market analysis for your land, and if you know that you have perhaps Marcellus shale, the stone, the rock, the shell that you can extract natural gas from, mineral rights beneath the land cost more than the house and the land on top, because Marcellus shale, the rock that you can extract natural gas from, is under my house. My land is more valuable than my home. You understand the example I just used? So you may want to connect with a realtor and find out the market value of the land in your area. You know what your home's value is worth, but what is your land worth? And get a copy of your deed from your clerk of deeds, and see if you own the rights to your land, what's beneath the soil. If you do, and you happen to know that Marcellus shale is under your land, baby, you're sitting on a gold mine. Do not allow them to pay you pennies on a dollar for a house that no longer stands because your land costs way more. Thank you so much for tuning in to this channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know this video can help your neighbor or someone, a family member or a friend or relative, somebody that you know in California who have lost their home, please share it with them, because they need to hire a public adjuster to advocate and substantiate their loss. My heart goes out to you all. I'm praying for you all. Keep your head up. And moving forward, make sure you declutter. Make sure you're scanning, taking pictures and copies, like a digital archive of your sentimental values. Those things cannot be replaced. No check can replace the amount of what a family heirloom means to you.